Welcome to the Yellowjackets Hive, presented by cordcutting.com. I'm Media Melanie here with...
And I'm Emily.
And today we're here to share our thoughts on the 2023 Emmys nominations. Of course, they dropped this morning at 8:30 on the West Coast, and we were right there to see who got nominated, who did not get nominated, in terms of our Dear Yellowjackets. So before we start with this year's, why don't we look into the 2022 Emmy nominations that Yellowjackets did receive? Emily, give us a rundown of last year's nominations first.
So last year, they were nominated for 7 total. They were nominated for Best Drama Overall, Best Lead Actress in a Drama, Melanie Linsky, Best Supporting Actress in a Drama, Christina Ricci. For directing, we had Karen Kusama up for the pilot. We had writing twice for F Sharp and the pilot. And then we also had casting for the 2022 Emmys.
A good array. And of course, Christina Ricci received the nomination last year for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series. But Emily, she did not get the nomination this year. And can we talk about how shitty that is? We are not happy about that. Christina should have received that nomination.
Yeah, I'm so bummed. When I didn't see her name there, I was actually in shock.
Some of the names we did see in that supporting actress category for 2023, a lot of White Lotus.
5
White Lotus. I mean, we couldn't sneak one damn Yellowjackets actress in there. They submitted Yellowjackets 18 possible Emmy nomination contenders, and we only got a total of 3. And Christina Ricci for Best Supporting was not one of them. Not happy.
I watched The White Lotus and I liked The White Lotus, but in my opinion, the material that she was given her performance was better with the material that she was given than some of those women in The White Lotus. It just wasn't as difficult of material, and she was just so funny and so captivating the entire season. She helped carry the show.
She sure did. She sure did. And it just sucks that she didn't get it. She deserved it. Our MFQ, in our opinion, deserves all of the awards. And Sophie Nelisse.
Yeah, she's another one.
Sophie Nelisse is another one. We're all like, hey, Sophie Nelisse, Emmy season, everything she did this season with the childbirth, with the cannibalism, all of it. Not even a nod for Sophie Nelisse.
No, nothing. And the material that she was given to work with was really difficult stuff. We saw her, the range of emotion that we saw from her this whole season was just astronomical. And some of the people that were nominated, I just feel they weren't given the same type of material, and their performances just weren't as captivating as hers was. I feel as if she were put up for Best Supporting, she might have actually had a chance of securing the nomination. I just feel that the older women kind of overshadow the younger cast, even though the younger cast kind of carries the show.
Definitely. I agree with that. And speaking of the younger cast, they had also submitted Liv Hewson, or actually they were going to submit Liv Hewson, but did not, because Liv decided that they did not want to go up in a gendered category.
Yes.
They felt that the awards process and the way that they have the categories were not for them. So unfortunately, Teen Van did not get included, but that was by their choice. Of course, they would have included them had they wanted to be included. So, just another one not on the list. But let's cover the nominations that Yellowjackets did get. Of course, our girl Melanie Linsky is up for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series, just like she was last year. And we should also note that Melanie got a nomination for The Last of Us as well.
She did. There's a good chance that she could win that category too.
Definitely.
I think so.
The Last of Us got a lot of nominations. There's a lot of shows on there that have a lot of representation. Miss Maisel, Better Call Saul, Succession, of course, White Lotus. I mean, a lot of these shows we see over and over again. But The Last of Us is new. Bella Ramsey also actually got a lead actress nomination.
She deserves it.
She does.
Yeah.
She was incredible. I love The Last of Us. So I do hope that Melanie's able to win something this year, hopefully, for playing Shauna in Yellowjackets.
She could. She could win.
She could. I mean, the competition is stiff. Who else is up in that category along with her, Emily? We have
We have
Melanie, we have Bella Ramsey.
we have Sharon Horgan from Bad Sisters. I haven't watched that. I know you watched that though.
It's actually a pretty good show. I still think Melanie is superior.
Elizabeth Moss for The Handmaid's Tale. Carrie Russell for The Diplomat. I've never even heard of that show.
I believe it's on Netflix. I started watching it a little bit slow for me, but I don't know. I mean, I'm surprised to see her there in that category, though.
And then, as we just said, Bella Ramsey and Sarah Snook for Succession, which that's Melanie's like real competition, would be Sarah Snook, in my opinion.
Yes, Succession, just so many nominations once again, stiff competition.
They have like 3 men in the lead actor category alone. HBO is dominating the awards this year. Between The White Lotus and Succession, they have so many nominations. It's insane.
They really do. They sure do.
Yeah.
So another Yellowjackets nomination we can talk about is for outstanding casting for a drama series. We have Junie Lowry Johnson, Libby Goldstein, Corinne Clark, and Jennifer Page all up in the casting department. Of course, they were robbed in this category last year too. They were nominated and they did not get it for casting. It was Succession who got it last year, I believe. And I am really hoping that Yellowjackets casting gets the recognition they deserve this season.
Yeah, I'm trying to look. They're up against Bad Sisters, Succession, The Crown, The Last of Us, and The White Lotus. So that's some stiff competition.
It definitely is. But gosh, if there's, something that they could win, I really hope they get casting. I mean, look at these side by sides.
I know.
Not only looks wise, demeanor wise, everything about these characters who play the older and younger versions of each other are phenomenal. They are each stellar in their own right. And you know what? I really hope Yellowjackets casting gets an Emmy this year.
Same. Yeah, they deserved it last year too. They were definitely robbed.
They sure were. That was one of the ones I was like, there's no way that they're not going to win it. And then, of course, Succession took it. So wasn't thrilled about that. But something we are thrilled about, if we're trying to find the silver linings here on Emmy nomination day, is Yellowjackets up for Outstanding Drama Series, which they were last year as well.
Mm-hmm.
Emily, what other drama series are they up against?
We have Andor, Better Call Saul, House of the Dragon, Succession, The Crown, The Last of Us, and The White Lotus.
Oh gosh, that Succession just sneaking in there.
That's 3 HBO shows in that category.
I mean,
I loved House of the Dragon. I'm kind of surprised it was included, to be honest. I really didn't think it was going to get nominated for anything because of Succession and The White Lotus. So I'm glad it at least received one, but it's up against my favorite show.
Right. And The White Lotus was great. I also enjoyed The White Lotus seasons 1 and 2. I'm just surprised to see so much representation in these categories. I was not expecting that, I guess, much like I didn't expect to see Carrie Russell up for The Diplomat either.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm reading now that if this writer's strike is not resolved by September, that there's a chance that the Emmys will be postponed, which would also suck.
Oh, that would also suck. And it's very likely. I mean, the writer's strike's been going quite a while now. Of course, we stand with the WGA, and all these writers should be getting the compensation and everything that they're asking for. So we hope they're able to work through it. But as of right now, it doesn't look like there's a conclusion in sight.
No. I saw some pretty discouraging things in the news about it today. I don't think it's going to end anytime soon.
And of course, we know that there's going to be a Yellowjackets bonus episode between seasons, as Ashley Lyle confirmed. But she also made it sound like there's a contingency based upon the writer's strike for that episode to be dropping. So in all likelihood, we probably won't even get our Yellowjackets bonus episode until the strike is resolved. Never mind, they've only had 1 day in the writer's room for season 3. So season 3 is not even close to being written yet.
I know. I try not to think about how long it's going to be.
I know. But, the good thing about all of it, Emily, is that we're here to keep the Yellowjackets content going. Of course, we covered Family Feud the other day, which was just such a delight to see the cast engaging and showcasing their personalities. And it was funny. Like, it was kind of like a quirky, slightly awkward in a really funny way episode. Some of the questions and answers were surprising to us. So if you did not catch the Celebrity Family Feud video coverage, definitely check that out.
Yeah,
But
it's cute.
man, in terms of the Emmys, I mean, to go from 7 in your first season down to 3 and
Yeah.
also face a lot of this stiff competition, I don't know how optimistic I feel.
The only silver lining I see is that this is the last year that Succession can compete. So they will no longer be competition after this year anymore.
That's true. And same with Better Call Saul, which
Yeah.
didn't have quite as many as Succession, but it's still up in a lot of categories. So
Yeah.
now, in terms of if you had to bet on one of the 3 getting the actual Emmy between Melanie for Outstanding Lead Actress, between casting and Outstanding Drama Series, which would you say has the best chance of winning?
That's so hard because in all 3 categories, they're up against Succession. In all 3. Succession's nominated for casting, they're nominated for Best Lead Actress, and for, what's the third one? Casting. Yeah, they're nominated for all 3 of those. If I had to pick one, I would go with casting.
Okay. Okay.
I think that one's the most realistic.
I hope that they'll get it. Of course, like we said, last year Succession edged out Yellowjackets for casting, which I still don't buy it. I still think the Yellowjackets casting is far superior.
Yeah. I mean, I've watched Succession from start to finish. I liked it. It was a good show, but it was nowhere near as good as Yellowjackets. There's not really a lot of depth to Succession. It's kind of just the same thing over and over again. It's very repetitive, and they could have kept it going, but it would have got stale. So I understand why they're ending it. But it's not like this great show that deserves to win all these awards, in my opinion. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, Yellowjackets definitely has a lot more depth. And if I'm guessing, I'm just really holding out hope for our girl Melanie Linsky here. Okay, so I realize, yes, Succession. I mean, there's a lot of other shows in that category that could edge her out, but man, I just think she deserves it. Shauna is just such a complex character, and Melanie has done such an incredible job bringing her to life, as has Sophie Nelisse. And again, total BS that Sophie did not get a nomination. I think it's not right. It's not right.
I don't know if she'll have another season like this season either, like the material that she was given, just because of the birth and Jackie dying and eating Jackie, all those things happening in such a short amount of time. The range that she showed in that, like, I just don't know with the material that she's given going forward if they're going to have that much for her to work with again. It really depends on what the writers come up with.
Definitely. It was a very Shauna-centric season. And I guess the other question I feel like the fandom or fans of the show or critics will be talking about is, did they get less nominations because season 2 was not quite as compelling as season 1? What's your take on that, Emily?
I've seen so many articles where people have said that this was definitely a sophomore slump. It wasn't the material that we were given in season 1. And I kind of agree with that. I mean, I loved it regardless, but season 1 was far better, in my opinion.
I agree. I did prefer season 1 over season 2. Not to say season 2 is a bad season. I think there were some definite hits and misses, which is something that we covered in our recent video. We talked about what the show got right and wrong in season 2. And we have an upcoming article, which will focus on the hits and misses with storylines from season 2. So there were definitely a lot more storylines, and that took some time away from some of the core characters, some of the core stuff that I think some of the fans wanted more resolution to that we didn't quite get. So I do think that could have something to do with it, because to go from 7 nominations last year down to 3 is a real disappointment, I think, for all of us.
Yeah, I was really hoping to see them get a nomination for either writing or directing again.
Yes, the writing, the directing specifically for Key. I am shocked that there was not a nomination for that.
Yeah.
That baby delivery episode, everything about it. Sophie's delivery, I mean, the direction, like we've talked about, she's never given birth. She's never been in labor before. And to be able to portray that in such a realistic way, I think that deserves some recognition. And I'm going to keep talking about it. I am very upset Sophie Nelisse did not get a damn nomination. And again,
You're not the only
Christina
one.
Ricci too. How did our girl MFQ not get a nomination? I think that is one of the biggest oversights in this year's Emmy nominations, in my opinion.
I hope she's not like too disappointed. Like, I'm disappointed for her, but I hope she's not like really bummed. I would feel so bad.
I know. And she did not get a nomination for Wednesday either. We did see Wednesday represented in quite a few categories, which is a great show. Christina Ricci did have a part in that, did not get a nomination for it. So we should mention, though, actually, Juliette Lewis did get a nomination for Welcome to Chippendales. So
great show. Love that.
Yep. We enjoyed that very much. So, you know, Juliette Lewis, that's nice to see her on there. Again, we did see Melanie in The Last of Us. She got a nomination for that too. So it is nice to see some of them getting more recognition, not for Yellowjackets, but again, some major misses with the Television Academy and their choices.
I feel like we weren't even watching the same shows, these people that voted.
Right? I mean, is it fixed in a way? Is there, you know, is it like politics where there's, you know, a little payment here, a little, ooh, I have an envelope, so you better nominate our show because I'm going to share this envelope with whatever bad information I have on you? Like, is there this like blackmail behind the scenes? I don't know. Probably not. But you know what? I am all for the possibility of a conspiracy theory because Yellowjackets should have gotten more nominations.
Yeah, for sure.
Ugh, goodness. Well, to recap, Yellowjackets was nominated for Melanie Linsky, Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama, Outstanding Casting for a Drama Series. Gosh, that casting is so good. I'm going to be so mad if they don't get it. And then, of course, Yellowjackets for Outstanding Drama Series. So they got 3 nominations, less than last year's 7. And let's hope that we get at least 1.
I have my fingers crossed.
Same. All appendages crossed over here as well. And what we want to know from all of you is, what are your picks? What are your thoughts? Who do you think got robbed the most? Who do you think is going to win? Do you think that Melanie will get it? Do you think it's going to be for casting? Do you think it'll be Outstanding Drama Series? Or do you think that the competition is so stiff that odds are they may not get any of them, which is not an answer we like, but we do want to know what everybody is thinking. So please drop a comment. Let us know. We're going to be talking about this up until the actual Emmys, which hopefully, as you mentioned, end up being on time and not delayed due to the writer's strike. So
I really look forward to the Emmys now that I'm this into a TV show. So I hope it's not postponed.
I know we might have to do an Emmys watch party too. I think
that would be so
definitely
much fun.
Think about that, celebrate a little bit. So we will continue talking about this up until the Emmys. In the meantime, everybody, be sure that you have bookmarked our Hive Hub page, cordcutting.com/yellowjackets-hive. Thank you so much to Cord Cutting for being our sponsor. We appreciate you guys so much. Steven, Sherry, Deanna, the entire team over there. You guys are great. And we'll be back with more content soon. Stay tuned. But again, in the meantime, drop comments and tell us your thoughts on the 2023 Emmy nominations.
Yes, please. We would love to hear.
We would. All right. Well, we'll talk to you guys soon.
So, until we spill again.